Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Rangers. I'm here to talk about Game 48. Rangers lose 5-2 to the Las Vegas Goldenknights. That's it. I don't want to waste your time, but I'm going to. You can leave. That should tell you everything you need to know. I believe the Rangers outshot them like 34 to around 21. 38 to 20. Good night, everyone. Like, you can leave. That's all you need to know. They got worked again. You can tell from the shots. Same, you know what? Different day. I don't know how many different ways I can put it. It's the same exact loss again. The offense is shooting the lights off of the other team. They get a million high-danger chances. They can't sneak anything past the goaltender. This time, Adin Hill. It was Adin Hill flavored this time. He was the one that absolutely just embarrassed the Rangers offense. Defense doesn't give up a ton of shots, but how deadly are the shots they give up? First goal, Sheldon Rempel, right in front of the net. Might as well. I think he was in the blue paint. I swear to God, he was in the blue paint. Second goal, breakaway. Third goal, in front unmanned. Fourth goal, crazy rebound. But there's no one over there guarding Marchessault. It matters. And I've seen people talking about the goals. Listen, I would have loved for Shesterkin to have been a little bit more in position on the fourth goal. I really would have. I would have loved for him to have made a stop on the second goal. Right? The Keegan Kolser goal. Right? That was the one I saw people give him the most grief about. Was the second one. Shake your head. Look, it was a breakaway, guys. Oh, well, he didn't get much on it. He's really got to come down with it. It's a play irresponsible defensive games, win stupid prizes. It's as simple as that. Like, people are play carelessly defensively and give up breakaways. You're gonna pay for it with goals. You're giving up multiple. I want to say the Rangers have given up like 50 odd man rush goals this year. 50 goals of the however many the Rangers have given up have been odd man rushes. It's first in the league and it's not close. And there were multiple odd man rushes that Shesterkin stopped. How many 2-on-1s, 2-on-0s, clean breakaways, 3-on-2s, big rushes where they're playing tic-tac-toe in front of the net are we giving up a game? It's insane. And people that are whining about it, that are actually mad at him. Like, listen, hypothetically speaking, right? I'm gonna tell you guys a story. Theoretically, it's a hypothetical story. It probably doesn't happen because he might still work there. Hypothetical story, right? Let's say I have a friend. Let's say that his name is Devin that I've known for forever. And let's say hypothetically that my friend Devin, who may or may not exist, works at a place that has like a soda machine out in front of it, right? Like, you know, the 50-cent Coke machines. Like, let's theoretically say that happened, right? And theoretically, let's say that my buddy Devin knew how you could punch the machine to where it would kick out 2 quarters, so that hypothetically, every time you punched it in that certain way, you could get a free soda. And so hypothetically, let's say, he would do that multiple times per shift. Hypothetically speaking, let's say that. The Rangers giving up 3 to 4 to 5 odd man rushes a game, and then getting mad that Shesterkin isn't stopping literally all of them, and that he's giving up goals on breakaways or 2-on-0s, would be the equivalent of my friend Devin going to management when it stopped working and being like, hey, I used to be able to punch the Coke machine a certain way where it would give me free stuff. You mind fixing it so it does that again? You're getting fired! Are you joking? It's not a Shesterkin problem. He's a problem. He's not the problem. Defense is the problem. It's always been that. And it's getting bad. I saw a debate the other day starting to really take focus, like being talked about a bit. When is the problem the team itself? This is the third coach. I am not a big David Quinn guy. I never really was. I was definitely not. I'm still dealing with a cough. They're going to make me actually cough myself into a fit. I was never a particularly big Gerard Gallant guy. And I wasn't a Laviolette guy until the first 25 games had played out. And they'd played Laviolette style of coaching. And now they've fallen back into that same trap again, where they just can't be bothered to pick it up. It's not just the third pair. I understand that you were missing Lingard for the majority of this game. He played like 2 minutes. I get that. I feel for you. Miller made bad plays. Fox made bad plays. Gustafsson made bad plays. The defense is a problem. It's a liability. And you're far past the point. I'm mad at the offense for, again, failing despite having ample opportunity to just get anything past a goaltender. Like, it is genuinely getting frustrating. That despite all those chances, because the thing is, I understand on paper that with all those chances they should be scoring. However, when you go like your 8th or 9th or 10th game in a row where you're supposed to have, 5 goals and you have 1 or 2, and the second one came with like 30 seconds left when you're losing by 4, I kind of don't care anymore. The problem remains the defense, and you brought in Peter Laviolette to fix the defense, and he did. When they played a 1-3-1 and they stuck to it, they looked good. The problem was they've gotten away from it, and players once again have fallen into the trap of they're not getting up. And I understand when you have 1 or 2 of those getaway games in January, because there's 82 games. You can't be up playing your heart out every single game. I understand that. I understand that when you have an opponent, and it's middle of the season, you're in February, you're in January, you're playing the 32nd ranked team. I would prefer you don't lose those games, but I can understand how it's possible for you to get punched in the mouth when you play a game like that. The problem is you then play teams that are actually good, that should be measures of how good you are, of what your season might look like when you play Vegas, like when you play Vancouver, like when you play the Kings, like when you play the Panthers, where you've got to go out there and solidify yourself as one of the elite, and you just don't, because you can't get up for it. Because you're lazy, because you don't care to play defense. It's unacceptable. And it's past, I'm not going to get mad at a coach for not being able to get the players who are being paid multiple millions of dollars to play. I'm not going to get mad at the coach for being unable to get them to play. They've got to want to play. It's not a Laviolette thing. It was a Gallant thing, and it was a Quinn thing when they ran shoddy defenses. This defense has worked for a long stretch. And then the players just unilaterally said, all right, we're good. We improved from last year and stopped again. And the thing is, I have a ton of problems with Gallant. He was successful. He is a successful coach. He's won a lot of playoff series. Peter Laviolette is a good coach. At some point, you've got to just understand this is a player issue. And I'm terrified. I gotta be honest. I am terrified. Because last season, all year long, they played ho-hum and like they didn't care. And then they got to the playoffs. They looked unreal for 2 games. They beat the ever-loving piss out of the Devils and then fell asleep for the last 5. And I'm terrified because I look at this team that, when they decide to, can be incredible. Be the best team in the sport. They led the league in points for a while. They're killing my throat. Led the league in points for a long while in this season. They've got a Hart candidate. They have a player who's won in Norris. They have a player who's won in Vezina. There is no limit to what they could do. This roster, as is right now, and I know this is going to be cheating or whatever you want to call it. If they could go a postseason without injuries, this team could win the Stanley Cup. They could. They have that. They have the grit. They have the talent on all three defensive pairs. And on the top three lines, they are good enough that the fourth line, if it was able to just grind and the top three lines did what they are supposed to do, they could. At the very least, they could go win the Eastern Conference. But it's another season where I see the writing on the wall that they can't get up. And you're almost to game 50. You've got to be in the back of your head thinking playoffs. I said after game 40 you have to be thinking it. And they're just playing the same lethargic, lazy. Our offense or goaltender will mop up the problems, and the offense and goaltender aren't. You play tomorrow against... This is great. You play the Senators, who are dead last in the Eastern Conference. I want to say they're 29th out of 32 teams. They've been better in the last 10 than you have. Rangers enter play tomorrow, 3-5-2, and the Senators are 4-4-2. Second night of a back-to-back. They did not play tonight, so they'll be rested. You're on the second night of a back-to-back in Ottawa. 7 p.m. taking on the Senators. You should beat the tar out of them. I don't know, man. Sure would like to. I'll make you a deal. If you just win the game, I won't look at any of the negatives. I will just smile and nod like a good little fan should. I won't point out a single negative if you beat them. Just please, for the love of God, beat them. 7 p.m. tomorrow. I'll be here afterwards to talk about it, but as for right now, that's all I have. I'm sorry that it's the same kind of video again, but you work with what you got. So that's all I have to say for the evening. If you somehow enjoyed the video, please consider to like and subscribe. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Rangers.